Now, Beta's been around a while. There's an old Beta and a new Beta. The old Beta was a nonprofit corporation formed in about 1983 or 4 to administer a fund of money the city obtained to build Potter Drive, that little street that goes in front of Potter's Mill. I remember Dave Heyer coming down one day when I was there, and he was all excited about this. He had been talking to a grant writer, and this enterprising grant writer had told him, you've got a lot more potential here than just to get a grant for this street. Apparently there was a way that they could use what Carolyn and I had already put into Potter's Mill as match money for a large grant that not only did the street, but also had a pool of money to loan. Actually, we were the first recipients of that loan. And when we paid that back, the money stayed in Bellevue. It stayed in Beta, which was a corporation that was formed to accept this. And that pool of money has been in town for over 25 years, I guess, and has helped at least 8 different businesses. So that's the old Beta. It was a nonprofit corporation, but it was a 501c4. The new Beta is a 501c3, which makes it a charitable organization as well as nonprofit, and it can accept donations to that are completely tax deductible to the donors. The new Beta is what has transpired recently and what we are now. The new Beta not only continues to administer the revolving loan fund that it was its predecessor, but it now has a capacity in our Economic Development Committee to raise funds and to pursue those things, whatever they are, to increase our business in town, retain businesses that we already have, make sure that they are getting what they need, and also to increase our residential population, get more kids for our schools, as well as the old standby that Bellevue has always had of tourism. The overall Beta Committee is 5. They are Virgil Murray, Marion Meyer, John Huff, John Tomes, and myself. The Revolving Loan Committee is comprised of Tim Doherty, Jim Klein, and very recently Lori Kilberg. I have to mention that Bill Meyer has been a member of the Beta Loan Committee since its inception and has seen everything that has gone on, and we intend to use him as a resource as we go forward. The Economic Development Committee has as its members Kurt Gothard, Rick Sieverding, and Jim Wachtel. Jim Wachtel is an example of an individual who could have lived anywhere but chose Bellevue. He and his wife Ann were financial professionals who bought a downtown building and a house on the river. He currently juggles his new job at Health Check 360 with changing diapers for the new baby boy. Jim entered into local economic development as a member of the Jackson County Economic Development Commission. He was an articulate member of the Bellevue Task Force that I described earlier. And he'll now present our Economic Development Committee's strategic plan for Beta and Bellevue. Jim?